Today we're not gonna have any topics. It will be open discussion, Q&A. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Until we're still a few people, it will be easy for me to reply to each and every one of you, if you understand what I mean. Or the topics could be anything. David Malia, are you worried about touring Europe with the present situation of instability? Not at all, David. I cannot see any problem with the current situation. What do you mean instability? For me, Europe is always stable. Greetings to Tenere Traveler Richard as well. Nikolai, a great opportunity for me to ask a question. I'm going for a 9-day trip to Greece starting next Saturday, first night in Varna. Okay, give me a bell. Give me a bell, Nikolai, and I'm gonna meet you in Varna and we can have a great fun here. Just drop me an email and I will share my telephone number so you can text me when you come close to Varna. No worries about it. I'll be glad to meet you. Poland, things falling from the sky. David, don't trust anything that you can see. It's all bullshit. I stopped watching the news many years ago, and to be honest, I don't worry about anything. Europe is just not my part of traveling anymore because I've been to all places around Europe and I don't have my personal interest to go around Europe only if I have a specific location that I have to go for a specific reason, then I'm gonna travel through Europe. But to make trip around Europe, I don't plan anytime soon, honestly. And I never worry about these things that you can see on the news. Richard, how are you, Richard? How was the holiday? You have a lot of stories to say, I guess. With the CF Moto, new destination, you spent a wonderful time, I guess. Richard, all good, Greece is excellent. Oh, tell me about it. Yeah, Greece is excellent. The prices are still affordable. Unfortunately, Turkey raised the prices significantly compared to the few years time back. The prices are not the same. Turkey is not that cheap anymore, but still alright. We'll see how it's going to the future. Anyway, Tenere Traveler, 2 weeks nearly bike excellent, surprisingly so. Excellent, nice to hear that. It's a good opportunity for many people, and that's why so many joined this club. We'll see how long it will last. David Maria, new 2025 Tenere 700. You pleased? It's more or less the same motorcycle. Nothing more to say. The only difference, not only, there are a few differences, but you can't really feel it when you ride it. So, what I have to say, it's the same motorcycle. Yeah, it has a better petrol cap. It has ride-by-wire that I have zero interest. It has options to have a quick shifter, zero interest, and different dashboard, zero interest. So for me, it's basically the same bike. Nothing more to say on this topic, David. Sorry. I hope that it will run without any problems, but I don't know. We'll see. Only the future will prove us. Was it a good decision for Yamaha to go this way, or was a bad decision? Who knows? With these electronic gadgets, I'm not so happy with, but nothing we can do about it. I don't plan to change my Tenere anytime soon. I hope that it will last at least 200,000 kilometers before start making some problems. And then when it starts having problems, then I will change it. And I hope until then they will give a new model, something like maybe 500 cc or maybe a little bit lighter will be better. But we'll see. As I said, the future will show us. Anyway, the rest of the guys, if you have questions, go ahead. Tenere Traveler, I was a hire bike with 10,000 hard kilometers with 2 people and luggage, no problem. Suspension good, but geared a bit short, needs 15 tooth front cock, but a good bike. Felt Japanese to ride. Thanks for sharing your experience, Richard. Yes, many of the owners of this motorcycle change the front sprocket for the same reasons, because if you plan many highway miles, you definitely need a little bit different RPMs, otherwise the engine go just too many RPMs. And the model that I have tested here in Varna, I didn't know even that, was with the changed sprocket already. So it was okay, and on the review I said that it's okay, it's not that bad, but it was already with changed front sprocket. But I am glad that everything went fantastic for you, and you're happy with the motorcycle. Yeah, that's good to know. What about the rest of the guys? Nikolai, I can see 6 people in the chat, but sorry, in the counter here, but in the chat I can see only 3 people. Richard, David, Nikolai, 3 people only in the chat. So please introduce yourself, and if you have any questions, go ahead. Tenant Traveler, did any destination you traveled to not live up? Did any destinations you traveled to not live up expectations? For every destination, we have some kind of expectations, but usually they are a little bit different finally when you go there. And it is on every one of my trips. Now, for example, the last trip to South America, I have some expectations. And of course, when I finally get there, it was a little bit different than I expected. I expect, for example, South America to be more wild, to have more challenging routes or some more challenging terrains, or to be more adventurous orientated, if you will. But it was mostly straight roads riding. Yeah, there are many nice things to see in South America, but you have to ride so many thousands of kilometers to see it. So partly it was exactly what I thought, but partly I was surprised to see civilization on the places where I didn't believe that it will exist. But anyway, it was a good trip. Thanks to Brazil, thanks to Venezuela, thanks to Bolivia, and a few more interesting parts of this continent, I enjoyed the trip. But it was not exactly what I thought. Many years ago, when I went to Australia, I decided also to go to Tasmania. And I took a ferry and went to Tasmania, believing that Tasmania is a wild island. And just to realize that it's absolutely civilized island, and there is nothing wild on it. I don't know why I thought that it's a wild and adventurous destination. It was just a civilized island, with the same as in Europe. Yeah. The weather starts to be already different here. The temperature drops with probably around 10 degrees. It's still nice to ride, 20 degrees, fantastic to ride. But yeah. Traveler, a short while ago you were going to lighten the bike, taking main stand off. Did you take anything else of this standard bike to lighten it? No, I was having this idea, honestly, Richard, to remove the center stand off to save some weight, and maybe to increase a little bit the distance between the ground and the engine. But then I decided not to do it, because if I remove it, I should have a different crutcher or different something like a small jack to support the motorcycle. And I even bought this piece of metal, very nice, flexible, weighs like 500 grams. But then I couldn't find a proper place to mount it on the motorcycle and to be always on the motorcycle. So it should go in my luggage. And this is not really option, because if you have a flat tire on the road when you don't have a luggage, you don't have anything to support your motorcycle. So with a lot of different thoughts, I finally decided to keep the center stand, because yeah, it is heavy, but at least it is on the lower part of the motorcycle. It is not noticeable, and it is such a useful item to have on the motorcycle. So I gave up this idea. Good idea, but it's not gonna work really well for me. If you don't have the center stand in the beginning, maybe it will be better, but when I have it to remove it, nah, forget about it. Nikolai, as I mentioned, I'm preparing for a trip to Greece and hoping to have enough time to ride the Patron region. Any advice are appreciated, especially interested in the new average speed cameras in Bulgaria. The new average speed cameras in Bulgaria are not that bad. They are only on the highways now at the moment, and usually they will have a sign that we have average speed cameras. If you don't use the highways, you will be perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. In the future, there will be more, but at the moment, there are, I don't know, 20, 30 different places, mostly 99% on the highways. If you don't use the highways, don't worry about it. And we don't have many highways, just 2 free in Bulgaria. One from let's say, Shumen to Sofia, another one from Burgas to Sofia. So, and a few more direction Greece or direction Vidin, but nothing on your road, don't worry about it. Smasherton, center stand are too useful to delete. Yeah, too useful to delete. Absolutely agree. Was a good idea, but does not worth all the efforts, and as I said, I'm not gonna do it. Nikolai, routes to avoid, etc. Don't ride with excess speed, but would prefer to avoid highways. Yes, if you can avoid highways, will be way more interesting. It doesn't matter in what part of the world you're planning to go. Sometimes, if necessary, you can use it to save weight or to shorten the distance if it's necessary. But usually, if you avoid the highways, you're gonna be perfectly fine. When you come to Bulgaria, if you have more questions about Bulgaria and stuff like that, I'll tell you if we meet each other, Nikolai. So don't worry about it. The rest of the guys, now I can see people are already 7, but no one here on the chat, just 3 people, 4 people in the chat, 3 more are still not here. Once again, please introduce yourself in the chat, and if you have any questions, go ahead. I record this stream, and after we finish it, I will edit it slightly, remove the empty parts, and upload it as a video, so many people might benefit from the questions that you have. Tenant traveler just been to Patras. There is a serious evidence of fires. Frightening, but it's safe now. For Peloponnese, it's still available. Okay, so it's a good information from Tenere traveler Nikolai. Read it if you want to go to Greece. Smasherton. Ever have trouble with official demanding bribes? You might have a problem. Depends of that where you will offer bribe. In Bulgaria, it was easy to do it. Not anymore. Now you might have a problem with this. The advice that I can give you in this topic is wait until someone asks for it. They might not ask directly, but they might tell you something like, if you help a little bit or stuff like that, or if there is another way to solve the problem that you can have, then you can offer money, but not before that, because now the things are changed even in countries like Bulgaria, Romania, forget about it. They're not going to take any money, but in Bulgaria, now it's tricky, so you might hit a stone. If you find a not corrupt policeman, this might be a problem, so be careful with it. Salvatore de Elia, hello from Honduras. Salvatore de Elia, practical advices, no questions for now. Okay, Salvatore, if you have a question, just let me know. Train traveler, when the weather is so bad we cannot ride, how do you get your motorbike out fixed? I'm like addict, reading, cleaning and servicing bits of bike. Yeah, when the weather is bad, there is nothing we can do about it, and we don't ride. So the only solution that I found is to work on the bike, as Richard said, or I can make some plans, open different destinations, read for different locations, or watch YouTube videos on specific destinations, or preparing myself for the next trip. So you can always find something that is related to motorcycle trips and have a wonderful time. Even if it's just a reason for you to go and meet some friends that are riders like you, like I do almost every single day, go to my friends and mechanic Plumber's garage. Over there I always find people like me. We can have a lunch or drinking a few beers, talking about motorcycles or make plans for the futures. So this is what I do when the weather is not good, when I cannot ride. Fortunately, thanks to the global warming, the weather changed significantly in Bulgaria. And earlier, or many years ago, we used to have a lot of snow, but not anymore. For example, last winter we have a snow just for a week. It was really bad, like 1 meter snow, but just for 1 week. So 1 week without a bike, I think it's a affordable time for everyone. Then travel, when the day eventually comes to change your bike, would you now consider non-Japanese bike? No, Richard, no, I will not. I just said a few minutes ago, I hope that the Tenere that I've got now will survive at least 200,000 kilometers, and when it starts making problems already, when it's noticeable that I have to change it, I'll replace it with the next model that is on the market at the moment. If it's Tenere 700 again, I'll buy the same bike because this is what I need, and I'm pleased at the moment. If they get something smaller, like 450cc, even better, I will go for 450 or 500cc if they make something like similar like the 700, but a little bit lighter. So non-Japanese, no, I don't plan to change it with non-Japanese. I like Japanese technologies. I always like Japanese motorcycles and Japanese cars. They are, as I said many times, they are like a wives. Not so pretty, there is not so much passion with it, but they always works and they are always there to help you. The European brands are more like a lovers, fantastic to ride, you always enjoy everything, even that they make you so many problems, you forgive everything because you just enjoy the ride so much. This is my explanation on this topic. Jethro Hill, good evening, how are you doing, man? Smasherton. Low, don't tell your wife that. I never do. She's on the other room. She cannot hear it and she never watched my streams. But this is the reality. This is in what I believe. Yeah. Japanese bikes are like a not so interesting car or old car. Exactly. No passion, but always works. And because for me, reliability is always priority number one. Tenere Traveler, do you follow any other motorcycle YouTubers? Not really. I watch a lot of YouTube. Actually, I don't watch TV, I watch only YouTube. But I watch different type of videos, not for motorcycle traveling. I watched a few channels like Aryan Man, the Australian guy with also has Tenere and few more things. He's an ex-racer, great guy because he makes very nice videos. Sometimes I watch Fort 9, Canadian guy, because he makes also interesting topics of videos. But motorcycle trips I don't watch on YouTube. Just not interesting to me. Because this is what I do. I make motorcycle trips, I make videos and stuff like that. And this is not something that it's interesting to me. But as I said, I watched a lot of YouTube, but not motorcycle travelers. I have a few friends who has channels, and I even met some of them on the road. And sometimes I watch their stuff, like a guy from Bucharest, Ismo from Finland, because I met these guys in person. Then I watch their stuff, what they do. But not really from the curiosity of motorcycle topic. It's just to see what they have done and what kind of topic they discuss and stuff like that. I hope that this answered the question, Richard. Smasherton. Chronicles of Solid is good. Smaller dual sports in Australia. Smaller dual sports. Chronicles of Solid is good. Okay, I might check it. Nikolai. Adam Riemann is one of my favorite too, but your channel goes first. Balkans for women. Adam Riemann, first of all, he's a great rider, fantastic rider. He was riding and racing a lot. His video productions are on very high level. I really like his channel, and I watch his channel from a long time. I don't know, probably at least 10 years. Wonderful channel, yeah. And he has very nice presence and explain the things very simple. And I also like that his mind and his idea are more or less similar as mine. And that's why I watch the channel. I tried to watch a few more channels that explain, talking about motorcycles, but most of the ideas that they've got were completely different from what I know about motorcycle traveling, and that's why I just stopped watching them. But because Adam makes really nice cinematic videos, I like what he do and I watch his videos. Yeah. I don't know. Are there many motorcycle channels like that, like mine, that give advice or something like that. I don't know about this. I never checked, honestly. Tenant Traveler, what do you think the future holds for KTM? I think KTM, they'll be fine. I think the Indians already bought them. They'll be fine. And I'm sure that they will continue making different type of motorcycles. Some of them absolutely brilliant for riding. Some of them might be even reliable. But I don't know. I don't think that they will drown completely or disappear from the market. No, they won't, because they are too big and too famous and popular, and so many people just love them like a religion. So they're not gonna disappear, but I don't think that they will ever come with something that is reliable and something that will change completely their name, or not exactly the name, what people think about them. KTM are exactly lovers. Fantastic to ride, but not to own. Forget about it. But I don't think that they will finish. They will continue making motorcycles. They're too big to stop. Exactly, like a mistress, not a wife. Exactly, Richard. Exactly what I said. Perfect motorcycle to ride. I have to say, I have to confess that every KTM motorcycle that I rode, I feel good on it. Fantastic. I never liked the designs. I never really liked this orange color either, especially the design of these big lights that they put on the front, and this ugly petrol tank that they have on the 790, 890. But once you start riding it, wow, they are good. They are good. But this reliability problem, oof, always put me away, and I just don't want to. I'll tell you something. Before I bought my Tenere 660, I went to KTM shop 3 times. I made 3 test rides on KTM 990. Man, it was such a wonderful motorcycle back then, in I don't know how many years ago. And I really wanted to buy it. Really wanted. I love it a lot. But I haven't got enough money. I haven't got enough money. I have the money to buy it, but I said if I buy it now for this amount of money, I forgot even how much it was, I will have nothing left. I cannot make any changes. I cannot have any money to travel. And that's why I decided to go for something more simple, and I bought the Tenere 660. And I am so pleased that I did not make at least this mistake. I made many more, but not this. Tenere Traveler, does Plummet work a lot on KTM? Do you know if he has an opinion? Absolutely. His garage and his the whole of his reputation as a mechanic is built on KTM. He even has a big KTM logo in the garage because he knows very well these motorcycles. He loves and understands KTM motorcycles very well, but he also knows that they are just too fragile. For dirt bikes, the best option is KTM, no doubts about it, and he can confirm it. If you know how to service your bike, if you know how to ride your bike, they will last for many years. But for adventure type of motorcycles, oof, he's exactly on the same opinion. Every time when he jump on it, he ride it and come always with smile and say, fantastic man. But when he open it, because he has the chance to see everything, all the bits on it, everything, he always said, oh man, it's just made from cheese. So more or less, his opinion is exactly the same. Jeter Hill, Dork in the Road has some good advice. Could be, could be. As I said, there are many people that probably have the same channels and the same advice, and so many people that travel now and make really nice videos. Really nice videos. I checked a few of these videos, wonderful, with drones and different cameras, free-fall cameras and stuff like that. Much better than mine videos, and that's why they have so many views. I have no problem with that. But it takes a lot of time. You have to focus so much on the video or on the ride. But for me, it's not interesting. I'm watching something that I do all the time. Yes, I will agree. They filmed it much better than me. But it is still the same experience that I have all the time, and I'm just not interested from it. It's something like to be, let's say, mechanic, car mechanic, and to watch videos from car mechanics all the time. It's not something that you're gonna have interest, if you understand what I mean. Or if you are doctor, for example, and watch only videos for doctors. It's not we're curious people, and it's naturally we look for something that we don't know, something different, or something that we have interest to learn or to visit or to see. And that's why motorcycle type of videos I just don't watch. Smasherton. Some creators pay others to do the editing too. Yes, if they can afford it, no worries, they can do it. The problem is that first of all, I don't know how much money I will earn to pay for editor. And also, even if I have editor, I have to stay with him. I have to spend with him a lot of time to know what to edit and how to edit it. Because when I travel, I film my videos, I film it the way I understand them, and the way that it's going to be easy for me after that to edit it. And I don't want to do that, because the end result is not going to be mine. It will be the vision of someone else. I agree that it might be way better, and the channel may go like this, but I still don't care about it, because it is not going to be my creation. It's going to be the creation of someone else, the editor that I've got. That's why I don't have any ideas to change it. David Malia, Honda Transalp 750. Have you any experience or opinion? I have seen it on real. I never rode it, never ever. I have heard a lot of good words about it. The engine is much better than the engine of the Tenere, 95 horsepower or something like that. I don't really like this motorcycle. For me, it looks more or less like the old Transalp, or to be more precise, looks like a big scooter to me. I don't really like it. Suspension is weak, definitely. The seat is low for me. I don't really like it. It's a wonderful motorcycle. Many people said it, just not for me. But especially if you're short, less than 180, maybe it will be a good option for you, and the engine is good. But what I see from the market right now around me, or from people from around the world, there is not so many Transalps sold. I don't know what is the reason. It's not like Tenere 700. Tenere 700 went viral, poof, everywhere around the world. Maybe thanks to Paul Tares, thanks to many famous people that rode these motorcycles, but it went everywhere around the world. Now when you open YouTube, you'll find so many travelers with Tenere 700. You cannot find so many with Transalp. Yeah, there is Transalp here and there, but you cannot really see that many. Even if you start traveling around Europe, let's say, for example, you're going to see a lot of BMWs, you're going to see a lot of KTMs, a lot of Yamahas, but not so many Transalp. In the town here, we have, I think, only one or maybe two Transalps, but we have more than 20 Tenere 700 in Varna. The same around the country. So I think that this motorcycle did not meet the expectations that the company has. Africa Twin, it's more popular than Transalp. This is my opinion. Even though maybe Transalp is a better solution because it's a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit cheaper, with the same engine basically. But even though Africa Twin is popular, the Transalp somehow go under the radar. Jetro Hill, agree. Smaller adventure bikes are good option, becoming very popular. Absolutely. Tenere Traveler. If you haven't seen it, I will recommend Mondo Enduro 95. Austin Vine spent 14 months riding around the world on a DR350. I know these guys. I watched this video many years ago. I know what you mean. It's interesting. Yes. 11 people, still haven't seen so many of them here in the chat. Please introduce yourself. I'm not gonna bite you, I'm not gonna eat you. I just want to have a communication with all of you guys, because now we have one-way connection. You see me, I don't see you. If you have any comments or questions, or if you want to add any information, please do it so, because after I finish the stream, I will convert it to a normal video, and many people might benefit from the questions that you have, because they might have the same questions, if you understand what I mean. Before I start traveling, I watch long way around many times. But now, because I travel, I don't look for such information. Jetro Hill, in South Africa, BMW GS is by far the most popular adventure bikes. 850 right up, the new 1300. Yeah, BMW GS always been very popular for travelers. Not so popular outside of Europe, maybe in South America, in South Africa, yes. But usually if you go out of Europe or big cities, you won't see many GS travelers. If you see some, they will be with the old models, old air-cooled boxers, even older, like 75, 80 or 85, whatever numbers they've got. You won't see many fancy new GS motorcycles traveling around the world. I don't know what is the reason. Maybe some people are afraid to ride these expensive motorcycles outside of their comfort zone or their countries, or they're afraid that they won't be able to find a service if they have a problem. I don't know what is the reason, but the travelers that I have seen traveling around the world, or 90% of the travelers that I have seen traveling around the world, they are usually with very simple motorcycles, usually like middleweight, 600-700 cc, Honda Africa Twin, Transalp, the old Tenere 660, now mostly with the Tenere 700, Suzuki DR 650 or Kyler 650. These are the real travelers that I have seen. The rest are people that make short trips here and there, but not really travel, not really on the long distances, far away, because of the reasons that I just said. Tenere Traveler, I didn't see any of the trails in Greece, and they couldn't park in small village spaces. Small is working better for me, but I am on the only average rider. It's not only you, Richard. For all of us, small is better. Some people just cannot confess it yet, and they like to have these big motorcycles because they feel more significant or more special compared to others. But sooner or later, everyone comes to the same most logical conclusion that the lighter you are, the better. It's just easy for you. Savke, what do you think about these DCTs on bikes? I don't like this option. I know that many love it because they don't need to worry about gears and clutch and stuff like that, and especially when they need to ride off-road. But guys, I started riding motorcycles when I was 14 years old. Now I'm 51, that means 37 years ago. So it took me so many years to learn how to change the gears and clutch and all stuff like that, to mix it together with the acceleration and brakes. And now I tested a few times some motorcycles with DST, and I don't know what to do with my left hand. I just feel weird because I have nothing here. Also with my left foot. So maybe it's a wonderful technology, but I like to play with gears. I like to have the engine stopping power, to put one gear down or one up. I like to twist the throttle, clutch or re-clutch twice, or to keep the RPMs. I like this game all the time, and when I don't have this option, I just don't like it. With the cars, it's different story. With the cars, I prefer to have always automatic, especially in the cities. But with the motorcycles, maybe it's too soon for me. Maybe I'm too old for this. I'm not saying that it's not a good option. Another thing that put me away is also that reliability of these DSTs. Even though they are very reliable, I have heard a few times about problems, but not so many. But if you're far away from home and you have a problem with this gearbox, then you're completely stuck. You can't do anything. You cannot even push the motorcycle. That's why at the moment I will stay away. Maybe in the future I will change my mind, but not now. Smasherton, I will avoid adventure bike that needs high octane. I will avoid an adventure bike that needs a high octane expensive fuel. Yeah, it's a maybe good decision, because in many places around the world you won't be able to find a high octane expensive fuel. You will find whatever they have, sometimes in the cans, jars, bottles, whatever they have, like now what we used in Venezuela. So high octane, it's a problem. Smasherton, I think the DST because of my clutch arm hurts. If it works for you, do it. I have heard from many people that they love it. Once they change to this, they don't want to go back, and maybe it's like that. But for me now, I'll stay away. Nikolai, R1200 GS is an easy bike to work on. I will my own servicing. Agree, some parts might be difficult to source or improvise on a remote area. Generally, reliable workhorses if taken care of. Good for touring. I will agree. For the old models, yes, they have many good and reliable parts. Some of the things that are not so reliable or not a little bit questionable are something like, let's say, the clutch. The old models, they've got a dry clutch, which is very easy to burn, especially if you go on some kind of technical off-road or if you go to deep mud, sand or something like that. And then to change the clutch on the road, it's basically impossible. You definitely need a garage because you have to disassemble the whole engine. But I will agree, the old models are better than new in terms of reliability. Second traveler, are electric bikes and cars present in Bulgaria? In UK, electric bikes are almost non-existent, and the cars they gave to discount traveling not popular. Electric cars start to become very popular even in Varna, and more cars we can see everywhere. For electric bikes, forget about it. I know that it's a good option. I even tried one in Romania last year for dirt roads, off-road riding. I like it very much, but it's a different conception, and I don't think that they will change the motorcycles anytime soon because of the poor mileage that they can get, especially the motorcycles. So one of the reasons why the cars became more popular, the electric cars, because now they can last much more kilometers, not like before 160 kilometers and that's it. Now some of the Tesla models could last like 500-600 kilometers. I have a friend who has a Hyundai that lasts around 700 kilometers with one recharging of the battery. So he is very pleased with his car. This is basically at the moment impossible with motorcycles, and 150-60 kilometers for motorcycle is just nothing. You can have a weekend fun, but that's it. And once again we come to the problem with the automatic gears. When you don't have a clutch here, or when I don't have a clutch and gear shift, it's just weird to me, and I cannot really consider it like a real motorcycle. It's more like a toy that you can play here in the weekends, but not really like a motorcycle. I know that one guy even traveled with an electric motorcycle, the German guy, I forgot his name. I even met him a few years ago here in Varna, but it's a challenging at this moment. David Malia, do you like riding color bikes, Snake, Sports, Sport Tourers, Retro, Supermoto, I said maybe Goldwing? No, I used to change many motorcycles during the years. Now, when I ride a motorcycle, I always ride it with the idea to travel with it. So I don't want to have 3-4 motorcycles in the garage, one cafe racer, one sport bike, because it's not something that I have interest at the moment, if you understand what I mean. For me, the motorcycle is a source of or a tool for traveling, and I work on it to prepare it to be in the best condition when I need to travel with it. I don't have interest to go in the weekend and race with someone, to have a race bike. I don't have interest to have a cafe racer to go on the coffee on Saturday to meet guys. I can do it with my itinerary. I don't need another motorcycle for that. Also, I don't want to spend money for something that I'm not gonna use. Many years ago, I used to ride dirt bikes, and a few years ago, I wanted to buy another one just to have here, like to ride it in the weekends. And I almost bought one again. But then I realized that I'm not gonna ride it. I'm gonna ride it probably once or twice per week, or 2-3 times per month. And for 2-3 times per month to buy another one motorcycle, to keep it in the garage, to service it, to pay all the bills that I have to pay for tires, for oils and stuff like that, for something that I'm gonna ride sometimes. And I just gave up this idea, and I prefer to use the money for traveling with my itinerary. Or when I really want to go to the dirt roads, I can always go with my itinerary, and I do it here around my place. And this will solve the problem with this dirt road itching that I've got. And I just gave up this idea. I hope that you understand what I mean. Royal Enfield, have an electric Himalayan which looks like the first electric bike I'll consider, but infrastructure to change poor and wood. I never even seen that Royal Enfield got an electric motorcycle. Interesting to see. I will Google it when we finish to see what they've got. Have you ridden Tomos APN? No, I don't know what is this even. Tomos APN. Let me see. Tomos APN. What is this? Tomos APN. What is? Was it electric or? Oh, what is this? No, I never rode this. I know this guy, by the way, with the channel. He was here in Varna a few months ago. Met him in the garage. It's probably old Soviet, not Soviet, whatever. No, I haven't seen it even. It's with pedals, or what is it, with pedals?
The automatic start.
No, it's not with pedals. It's some kind of moped. No, I haven't even seen it. Marv 968. Hi Pavlen. If the Tenor 660 and Tenor 700 never existed, what do you think you would have instead? I don't know. Probably DR 650, even though I don't like it much. Probably Kawasaki Kala 650. DR 650 ergonomically is not really for me. I am a tall and does not fit me ergonomically. KLR 650 is a good option. I did my trip around Australia on KLR and it was okay. Not something that I will love, not my first choice, but if the Tenere does not exist, KLR will be a perfect option for me. Or maybe, if I don't have any other option, Africa Twin. It's a bit heavy, but if I remove some parts, I might shave, let's say, 10 kilograms, maybe 15 from it. And if you keep it light, it will be alright. But probably KLR, I will go to KLR. Definitely not for KTM. Jethro Hill. From accessories perspective, is the value add of a good steering damper worth? They can be very costly. To be honest, I rode a few times motorcycle with a steering damper, but I never really tested where it belongs. Let's say dirt roads, deep mud or deep sand. Over there you will definitely benefit from it. But if you plan to ride it only on the road, I don't think that it will worth the money that it costs. If you make a lot of off-road, especially sand, mud or some loose gravel, then you can benefit a lot from it. But on the road, I don't think it's something that I will ever spend money on it. Tennis Traveler, what do you think some manufacturers still insist on tube wheels? I know the advantages for off-road, but you can still put a tube in a tubeless rim. There is a very good reason, Richard, why some manufacturers still prefer tubes. First of all, because of the price. I still believe that to produce a tubeless rims is more expensive than normal rims with tubes. And secondly, because you said that you can use a tube in a tubeless rim, but not always. And how many of the new owners of the tubeless rims will carry a tube with them and will have the skills to change the tube? Not many. That's why I always prefer to have a tubes on my motorcycle. Maybe I will change this in the future, but I already know how to change the tube if necessary, and I will always carry a tube with me. But the reason for manufacturers, I think it's price, because if they, for example, if they make the Tenere 700 with tubeless wheels, they have to raise the price probably with about 1,000 euros. I don't know how much it will cost them. Maybe this is the reason for manufacturers, or I'm absolutely sure, like 90% sure that this is the reason, the price. And yeah, this is what I think. And not many tubeless rims you can put a rim. For example, on KTM's tubeless rims, the valve is on the side. So this is the rim and the valve is here. So if you want to put a tube, you can put it, but the tube will be a little bit twisted here and on pressure. Nikolai, spoke tubeless rims can be very expensive. I agree. Sorry guys. Agree that could be very expensive because they need a different structure. The wheel supposed to be very tough in the middle because usually the spokes are on the sides. The old models of the tubeless rims, the spokes were in the middle, like the Yamaha Super Tenere or Suzuki V-Strom, but on the new they put the spokes on the side. This means that the middle part or the center part of the rim should be very strong, and it's aluminum or whatever metal configuration they used to make this. So this will probably raise the price of every rim significantly. As I said, I don't think that if they ever make the Tenere with tubeless rims, it will be cheaper than 1,000 euros. Or this is my opinion. 1,000 euros is not that bad if you already pay for a motorcycle, but 1,000 here, 1,000 there. Some people say why they don't put a good suspension or why they don't put this or these extras, because every extra or every nice component that put on the motorcycle rise the price up. And in the end, you will finish with one very expensive motorcycle, and not many people will afford it. And as I discussed the Transalp just a few minutes ago, yes, the Transalp got everything, all the gadgets, all these things that people like cruise control and ride-by-wire and traction control and ABS and stuff like that. But they don't get enough sales, in my opinion. Tenere, on the other hand, has nothing, but the price is affordable, motorcycle is reliable, and they sold a lot. Nikolai, drilling those rim types can be very complex and time consuming. Absolutely agree with this, and this is what is raised the price significantly. Yeah. 14 people on the chat, still no 14 people on the counter, and still 4-5 people in the chat. The rest of you guys, don't worry, you can come to the chat, say hello, ask your questions. I'm not gonna bite you. Terrain Traveler, motorcycle travel gas exploded in the last 20 years. What do you think is the biggest reason for this? Gas exploded. I cannot understand the question, Richard. Motorcycle travel gas exploded in the last 20 years. What do you think is the biggest reason for that? If you mean why motorcycles, people start to travel more with motorcycles, is this the question, Richard? I'm sorry, but my English is not on your level. It's has exploded. Okay. Okay. I understand. I think partly because of Charlie Borman and Ian McGregor, a long way around. Secondly, because of social networks, all of this popularity now, you can find so much information now. When you have YouTube, when you have Facebook, Instagram, now Telegram and TikTok and all stuff like that, and so many people start to travel because they see people travel. They see like, oh, this is opportunity, middle age crisis or whatever they name it. I can get this, I can travel, mostly because of this. First, Charlie Borman and Ian McGregor. They did something wonderful. This was the spark that burned my travels, and I guess not only mine. But now, because of this social network, we can share our experience, and of course, this will inspire even more and more people. And it became like a snowball effect, more and more and more and more. This is what I think. All right, guys, go ahead. I will give you 10 more minutes, and if you don't have any more questions, I'm gonna end the stream. Favorite tool you wouldn't travel without? Let's see. I don't really have a favorite tool because each one of the tools that I carry with me, Richard, they are equally important. I cannot travel without, let's say, compressor or pump to lift my tire. I won't travel without my tire levers because they are very important. I won't travel without the wrench to remove the wheels. I don't travel without the, let's say, spare tubes or all the wrenches that I need to. Each one of these is equally important, so I cannot really name one that is the most important from all, if you understand what I mean. At the end, they are tools, so I don't have favorite tools. They are all equally important. If you mean something that not exactly to fix the motorcycle, if it's something like, let's say, GPS or something like that, I also cannot say something because I don't use a GPS, so it cannot be my favorite tool. Cannot really answer this question, Richard. Sorry, I hope that you understand what I mean. Okay, Jetro Hill, for me, it's repair kit with a compressor. Fair enough. But what you're gonna do if you don't have the wrench to remove the wheel, or if you don't have the tire levers to change the tube? So then what you gonna do with your favorite things? Yeah. Jetro here also carry a spare clutch cable. Excellent, excellent. Excellent about the spare clutch cable. Nikolai, my spark was a Romanian traveler, Mihai Barbu, a photographer traveling to Mongolia with a great writing style. Check out his sailing kilometers, inspiring and good read. I'll check it out. Thank you very much for sharing, Nikolai. Also, partly one of my spark was born also from a Bulgarian guy who traveled and make really nice photos, very similar to the story that you said. But I was already traveling here and there, so he burned maybe my spark to travel on a very long distances. So he helped me he just pushed me a little bit to open my mind and to start making that I really enjoy. But also because of the photos that he has. Back in the days, there were no videos, only photos, and the photos were what capture a specific moment, and if it's very well made, then it's inspiring. Now it's easy with all of these videos and this free platform YouTube. It's miracle. So easy, so much easier than before. It's just unbelievable easy. Everything that you need is just a small camera, and now the cameras are even very very small and very also affordable, and they provide this excellent quality, like excellent 4K or whatever, even more if you like. And editing is affordable, and computers are more affordable. Everything is more affordable and easy now. And with all of this information, of course, it's going to be boom of traveling and travelers and people who film everything and want to share their experience. Yeah, good. Fellow traveler, I have found a use for a good luggage. Doing a tourist thing with a wife, packing our jackets and panners and helmet on the top box was great in 30 degrees heat. Hard luggage, it's an option for many, especially if you travel with a passenger like you, Richard. I never denied the positives of the hard luggage. What I don't like are the negatives of the hard luggage, but I perfectly understand you, especially if you travel with a passenger. You don't have many options. If you have a let's say soft luggage, saddlebags, they'll be more or less the same size with the hard panniers, but they're not gonna last that long like a hard panniers, and they will have some negatives, like you can't lock it. That's why when you have a passenger, especially female passenger, you really need to carry more luggage, and one of the few options that you can have, it's a hard panniers and top box. If you never leave the asphalt roads, they're not gonna be a problem. As I said, because of the few negatives, this is something that I will never consider for myself, but I travel alone. Jetro Hill, last comment from me. I still get amazed every time I ride dirt and gravel roads. The engineering in motorcycles is incredible. Whether it's KTM, Yamaha, BMW, I agree on how capable they are. The motorcycles are much more capable than us, usually. So usually when we jump from the bike, the motorcycle could last another at least 200-300 meters running without us on the top. Yeah, they are absolutely wonderful. I agree with this. And sometimes people said, yeah, I like these old bikes, old technologies, they are wonderful, they are much better than new bikes. No, I cannot really agree with this. I don't know what you think on this topic, guys, but if you have the chance now, go and ride 20 years old motorcycle, and then go back and ride the new motorcycle than you have, and tell me that you like the 20 years old motorcycle more. No, it's just impossible. They're completely different generation, completely different motorcycles. This is my opinion. Marv 968. On my trips to Vietnam and Colombia, I just brought a 22-liter Decathlon rucksack with me, and it was hard to carry. Then strap it to the bike. Even then I found on each trip I carried too much stuff. Yes, to have a backpack on your shoulders is something that I will never recommend to anyone. The backpack should be no more than 2-3 kilograms, otherwise you're gonna feel it. It's good that you found a solution to strap it on the tail of the bike. And sooner or later everyone learns that the lighter you are, the better. The less luggage you have, the easier it's gonna be for you. This is definitely, without any doubts, my opinion on this. And it's the same with me. Even I, every time taking less and less and less and less luggage. So one advice from me, when you prepare your next motorcycle trip, just open all of the items that you plan to take with you. The clothes, the tools, everything that you need. Just spread around your floor. And every day when you're passing this bulk of luggage, you can think about just a few minutes, just spend a few minutes and say, do I really need these pants with me? I already have one set, why I need another one? So remove one pants. On the next day, if you come again and said, no, well, listen, these pants that I removed yesterday, I'm gonna need it, put it back again. But after a few days time, you realize that so many of these items are not really necessary, and you're just taking them in the case you need them. But in the case you need something, let's say t-shirt or socks or another pants, you can always buy this on the road. People everywhere around the world, they're wearing clothes, and there are clothes everywhere. Maybe they won't be the clothes that you prefer to have, but they will be something. On the other hand, if you're talking about your riding gear, it's something that is difficult to find on the road, especially if you go to countries like Vietnam, Colombia, stuff like that. If you're traveling around Europe, in every big city you will find a shop for motorcycle gear. But outside of Europe, it's something that you cannot find. So don't make compromises with your riding gear. Find exactly and take exactly what you need. But with t-shirts, socks, hats, or whatever, underwear, you can buy everywhere. So try to be minimalistic, and this will help you a lot. Vasilis, hello, a comment, not a question. Whenever I'm planning to road trip with my motorcycle, always something happens and I cancel it. Well, what I have to say, if something happens and you have to cancel your trip, this is the reason that you cannot avoid. Or if everything is all right and you have to go on this trip, that things will work very smoothly for you and you'll go on the trip. If you have many different problems or reasons not to go, let it be. You will go next time or whatever you have this chance. If the trip is going so hard with so many problems and squeezed from the time with no money and stuff like that, but just to go on the trip, don't go. You'll go next time or whatever you have this possibility. Nothing more on this topic. All right, guys. Last 2-3 minutes. If you have questions, go ahead. If not, I'm gonna end the stream. It's already 1 hour. I'm sure that you have better things to do on Sunday evening with your families. So do I. Next week we'll see how I'm gonna do it. I might do the stream only with channel members. I might do with everyone again. I'm not sure yet, but I will definitely let you know. Thank you very much for coming tonight. Thank you very much for being part of the stream, guys. Thank you very much for the questions and your honesty that you shared here with others. And hope to see you again. And I hope also to bring more and more people to the streams. 16 people, it's a lot of people, but I like to bring more and more people. So as I said, maybe I will do it again with everyone to increase the numbers a bit. All right, guys. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Oh, by the way, tomorrow on the main channel, I have a interesting video. Watch it if you have time. It's very short, but I'm sure that it will provoke you and will put some thoughts in your brains. Ciao.